G'day comrade subscribers, thanks for hanging around. Thought we'd try and get this software loaded, this VIKTRAK software loaded. So like I said last time, it just wasn't loading via the Dataset, so I tried a couple of Datasets. I put it through a normal tape recorder and I was able to digitize it, so there was a bit of noise on the background there, but yeah, there was definitely data on there. So what I thought might do first is just clean up the computer. So as you can see, we've got the Commodore keys missing. Number 6 key has an issue with it. Generally the case is okay. Could probably give the board a bit of a clean. I'm not going to modernize it. I'm going to leave it as is for now. Get rid of the burn marks in the corner there. So yeah, just give the board a bit of a clean, fix the keyboard, and then we'll see if we can load that software. And then if we can load the software, because it mentions on here to add, so auto rotor is a software routine designed to work into a plug-in board, which I assume is that auto track that came with it, to interface with appropriate rotators for automatic antenna aiming. So I'm going to see if that auto rotor is. It sounds like on the tape there's 2 different programs on each side. So we'll try that out as well. But first is clean this all up, give me a good wash, letting it dry out in the Aussie sun, and then try and load the software. All the keyboard screws are undone, the shift lock key is desoldered, so that comes off. So they won't come out yet. So that one's totally missing. That shouldn't be a problem. So the 6 key, what's going on with the 6? Missing spring. Yeah, missing spring. That's all the problem is there. Bit weird, isn't it? So, yep, should have a spare spring. Don't know if I've got a spare Commodore key, but I'll have a look. They've definitely got key stems. So I'll pull all this apart, give it a good scrub, warm soapy water, so it'll be nice and clean. I'll pull the chips off that I can on here, and then also give this a good clean as well, warm soapy water, and then give it another try tonight. Here we go, all nice and clean and scrubbed. Didn't really get too much of that out, but it's all cleaned, scrubbed, keyboard's cleaned. Really tempted to swap out the linear regulator and a couple of these yucky ceramics, but I'm going to leave it completely stock, including the RF shielding here around the VIC chip. So keyboard looking much better, nice and clean. Everything's been washed. Replacement Commodore key, as you can see, is slightly different yellowing, not so much yellowing. The number 6, so I've got the spring there. Problem is there's a little bit of the old key stem still stuck in there. So normally when you push down these keys there's a nice click, but not this one because of that. Dun, dun, dun. So let me try and get that out first. Then put it all back together and make sure it still works, and then see if we can load the software. I did have one thought about the software, is that maybe it's not being handled in here properly, perhaps. So I'm pretty sure the Dataset was working fine last time I used it. So maybe, yeah. Anyway, we'll worry about that when we get to it. Okay, so first what I'm going to do is drill a tiny little hole, and then I probably should use a hand drill. I just want just a little. I don't know how big this piece is. Maybe I should use a hand drill. Of course, I could just use another number 6 key. I could always do that, because it is in there quite deep. So what I want to do is normally, to back up a bit, just stick a long threaded screw in. So I'll see if I can do that now. Let's try that. So got a little screw in. Come on. Got it. Excellent. Okay. Here we go. Yep, that's all nice and clear now. So let's put it back into the keyboard. Okay. Should be a nice click now, hopefully. Alright, maybe not this time because it's been abused, but at least it's now the same height and is working. Alright, let's put the rest of the machine back. Well, let's continue. So like as promised, I am resisting the very strong urge to replace any of these parts. I'm going to keep it strictly stock for now because this video isn't about refurbishing it, it's about this tracking software. Trying to load that tracking software. So I'm going to put in put the heatsink compound back on as well, and I'll worry about taking it back off again later. So put that back on. Yep. And so and obviously put that on there. Heatsink compound, then the regulator. Then this goes on the rectifier here, like that, blah, blah, blah. Put everything back. The only thing I might change is the 6522s with 65 C22s, just in case one of them is causing a problem, just for troubleshooting. Let's see. There we go, as promised, all stock, back to stock. I'm going to put that like that. They used the wrong screws on this side plate here. So they use these screws, so I'll swap them back around. One screw's missing, worry about that later. Chips are all back in, all nice and clean. And the only thing I have changed is the LED holder that was missing because they had it taped on. So hopefully it still works. I'll put it back together and power it on, and then yeah, like I keep going on about, whoops, we'll see. Can load some software. Yeah, I guess might as well try. If the VIC-TRAK doesn't work, then I'll try some normal software just to double check, troubleshoot. There we go, looking much better. I love restoring these VICs. Such nice computers. Okay, let's see how we go. Alright, so it doesn't seem to be working. It's drawing about 1.2 amps at the moment, and the LED is on, as you can see, but it's just very, very faint. So 1.2 amps, which is pretty high actually, I think. Although, yeah. I measured the voltage, about 3.8 volts, not 5 volts. So maybe I do have to swap the regulator out. Nothing's really getting hot, probably because nothing's really running. I don't get any video output at all, not even a black screen. So I have to pull everything out and check the regulator, I think. Dum-da-dum-dum-dum. So, just occurred to me, I was going to pull everything apart, checking the rectifier. So I'm putting 9 volts in on the dot, but normally the unregulated power supply that comes with this thing is what, 12, 13 volts in. So I thought I'd check the, check the rectifier, so power it on. Okay, so I check the input to the rectifier, so it's a bit low, 7.3 volts. Of course, what's going to come out of that? So 2 diode drops, isn't it? So we got what, 7.3 5.3 going in, and then we got what's coming out, 5.7. All right, so it's about 1.4, 1.3, 5.7. All right, 1.4, 1.5, 1.6. So basically, two forward diode voltage drops or whatever. So that's what's going into the rectifier, which of course is way too low, 5.67. So if we're losing 1.6 volts because of the rectifier, then increase the input voltage. So if I do this, let me just all right, so I've got the video plugged in, so turn the power back on. So okay, so power is on. So 9 volts, nothing. 10 volts, no, 9 volts, 10 volts, hey! And we're gonna, maybe we haven't booted up cleanly, but we've got output. Let's power off, power back on. Hey, duh. So yeah, that was basically it. It was just, I need to put in 10 volts, not 9 volts. I normally put in 9 volts though, but anyway. But I think because I'm using the, that's because I'm using the linear regulator. So we lose a bit in that as well. The switching regulator is more efficient. But anyway, it's working. All right, let's put it all back together and try and load something. All right, after a lot of fud-assing around, I realised that this VIC didn't come with a data set. It came with one of these sort of modules. So I'm trying my trusty Texas Instruments program recorder with the tape, and so I'm trying side 2. It says unexpanded VIKTRAK-MAP. So and I've set it so that the tone and volume are in the middle. I think we might have some success. Let's see. Shift run, play, and then if this loads, it's getting quite late, so I'll continue tomorrow. It says here in the instructions what do we need to do, how to use the program. It's got 4 choices. Okay. So after the tape is loaded, so it depends what one this is. So this is VIKTRAK 2.1. I don't know. This is talking about VIKTRAK Plus. So for the VIC-20, 3 or more kilobytes of additional memory. We'll see how we go. This is unexpanded because that's what it says on the tape. Okay, so after the tape is loaded, you need to put in your home latitude and longitude. Type in list 150. Okay. And then it says you can then save a program, press D. All right. How to use the program. Gives you 4 choices. Tracking. So using the example correct. Next you'll be asked what satellite you want. A list of satellites available is provided on the screen. Okay. The program only lists those, accept those as choices. Otherwise a question mark will appear. All right. Let's see what happens. Right, so that's stopped. Okay, interesting. Oh, by K7NH, so ham radio operator. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, so that gives us 3 options. Tracking, sat data, and save program. So what's sat data? Alright. Oh God, line 16, 17, 18. Alright, so if $n equals 09 or 09? 09, no, 09. Okay, so I think that's maybe satellite data. 09, 011, RS5, RS7, 010. All right, well, let's try one of those then. Try 09. All right, so we'll do tracking. Enter the date. All right, well, let's just say 31st of January, 86 in a satellite. So if we type 09, like that. Oh, okay. Let's see. 3 in the morning in the UK. Hey, there we go. AOS menu, new sat, and time. Cool. So that's where the satellite's supposed to be on the world, I guess. What's AOS? Calculating AO. Oh, angle. Something. Okay. I don't know what that means. Alright, well it's calculated something. Is that cool? Alright, new sat, time, menu. Let's go back to menu. Save program tracking. Okay, so that's that program, VIKTRAK 2.1. Okay, let's see what else is on the tape. Okay, VIKTRAK-MAP is the next. So we've had VIKTRAK 2.1, we've got VIKTRAK-MAP. And then on the other side, I think it's older version. Let's see. Might look at that tomorrow. I need to dig out my SD card so I can upload this. Okay. Similar. But this is VIKTRAK-MAP. Alright, so let's see what sat data says. Okay, B. Enter run to continue. Okay. So we've got 010. Looks like it's just 010. Alright. So run. Shift run. No, just run. Alright, let's put enter date. Oh, 1984. Okay. Jan 85. Let's do that. Input UTC time. 3 AM. A equals AOS. Oh, okay, so this is another version of it, I guess. Slightly different. An older version, perhaps. VIKTRAK-MAP. Okay. Menu time printer, AOS. Okay, menu. Interesting. There we go. That's the program, which I will save and upload. Not too bad, is it? Oops. Don't have a scroll. No, don't, do we? Okay. All right. So that's on side 2, and side 1 is VIKTRAK Plus 1.3. So I don't know. Maybe okay. So maybe they're the oldest. That's the older software. And I don't know if I got the tape in properly. Maybe this is the newer software. But I need the expansion. Stand by. While it's loading, what are we doing? So we're running at 10 volts, 1.34 amps, which is quite high. 13.41 watts. Well, it's probably not high for a standard VIC, but you can get that way down under an amp by doing some mods to it. The LED is very, very faint, so I'm going to have to replace that maybe. Let's see how we go. But so far the screen output's pretty decent. The jail bars aren't too bad, I don't think. Anyway, let's see. It's come up quite nice actually. Excuse me, is it tired? Okay, so yeah, this does look like to be like the late. Yeah, so we've got that auto track option D, but then looks like we've got some corruption then. Maybe. List. Can I list 8? See, it's not. Well, it doesn't let you list. Oh God. All right. So something not too happy. Maybe it's the wrong. I've got 20K. Maybe that's too much memory. But that's the RAM cartridge that came with this machine. All right, that one I'm going to have a look at. But I think that this appears to be the latest version, doesn't it? Why? Oops, what have I done? Oh, I didn't mean to do that. List 8 again. No. All right. For further investigation, unless someone has some ideas. Yeah, hopefully that was of some interest. So we're getting somewhere, and I'll try and upload this stuff once I find my my SD card interface, and then you guys can tell me what I'm doing wrong. And then ultimately, yeah, connect up the auto track and try and figure out what it does. Okay. Thanks for sticking around. Bye for now.